everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be going through my January TBR of what I want to read. For this month, I have kind of made a content calendar. I know who's shocked, me, so that we can go through the content and I can make sure that I'm actually planning ahead and preparing myself for what I need to do for the month, for videos that are coming out in the future. So thankfully, I got all that together, and so today we're going to be going through my January TBR of books I want to read, and I'm going to talk through why I'm reading them or why I wanted to read them, and then just go from there. So without any more rambling, let's just jump into it. So for January, I'm not going to be reading a bunch of books. I personally, when it comes to my reading habits, I don't read a whole lot of books in a year. I try to stay around 50 books a year. Not that I don't let myself go over that number, I just don't usually get that high. Between having to work and being in school, I just never really had time to read that much. Now that I'm not in school anymore, I definitely have more time to read because I only have work, but now I'm also a mom. So because of that, I have less time to read. However, I'm actually going to be trying to do more audiobook reading. I can do that a lot easier while carrying her around, holding her, just generally doing things with her. So I'm able to actually get through books and be able to pay attention. I always thought that I wasn't good at audiobooks because I just couldn't focus well enough, and so I wasn't grasping the detail. I think that's still true with some audiobooks. I don't really like to listen to too many audiobooks that are like deep or heavy topics because I want to be able to physically see the words and digest what I'm hearing and reading. So a lot of the times if I do that, I will tandem read. So I'll have the physical book, whether that's on Kindle or an actual physical copy of the book, and I'll listen to the audio. So an example of that, I tried to do an audiobook for, I think it's called 1619, and I had to stop immediately. That is definitely 105% a book that I need to have physically to also listen to via audio. There's a lot of heavy topics that they're covering, but a lot of data and a lot of information that I need to see to digest. That's just who I am, that's how I am. Little details here and there I can digest with an audiobook. I will say that part of the issue I have with audiobooks is I also feel like I miss some of the nuance of things. So one of the books that I'm planning to read for this month is actually going to be finishing We Used to Live Here by Marcus Kliewer? I am so sorry. I'm terrible at names, first of all, so that's just, I apologize. But We Used to Live Here, I started reading in December, was hoping to finish this in December, and unfortunately I just didn't get to. The book was not my favorite by the start. I was just like not really getting it. I wasn't really interested. I wasn't really excited for it. So now that I have time this month, I want to finish it, and I'm planning to tandem read this book. The reason I bring that up is there are items in this book that I feel like if I don't see it physically, I don't get to grasp as well. So there's some things that I've caught within the text on my own when I was just reading it, that there was like little dots and dashes at the end of a chapter. And I was like, is that Morse code? So I looked it up and it was Morse code. If you listen to the audiobook, you hear the actual Morse code noises. So it's like the dee-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo noise. And so because of that, I was like, wow, I figured that out on my own for one. Wouldn't have figured that out if I didn't. I also had the ability, because I'm physically reading it, to see what those numbers or the letters were. So I looked it up and I was able to figure out what the word was in Morse code. So all that to say, little details like that, I like to be able to see and understand. So with that, tandem reading, We Used to Live Here. I want to finish it. This was a lot of people's favorite book of 2024. I want to know why. I want to be in the loop. I want to know. I don't know if it's going to be my favorite book of the year at all, but I do want to read it, and I do want to like be a part of the group, if you will. The next book that I'm reading that is audio only is going to be Good Girl, Bad Blood. I believe it's the second book in the A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I read the first book with my work's book club. We have a book club at my job, and we read Good Girl's Guide to Murder last year. It was so good. I really enjoyed it. Very easy, not that hard to think about, like very fun book. So I decided I want to read the other books in the series. So I've got the audiobook for A Good Girl's Guide to Murder 2. I think, again, at Good Girl Bad Blood, I think is the name of the book. I got that from Libby from my library, so I'm excited to finish that, have that on audiobook, so we're going to be reading that this month as well. The other book that I'm going to be reading for this month is Hunger Games. And you'll see this come up in a vlog of its own. I plan to vlog reading the Hunger Games series. I have never read the Hunger Games series. I've watched the movies except for the Songbird Ballad, whatever that book is. I haven't watched that movie yet because I knew I was going to be reading all the books physically. I wanted to read the books and then watch the movie. So I'm going to be doing a video where I read each book, watch the movie, give my thoughts on it, how they compare to each other, all of that. So for this month, I plan to read Hunger Games. I've already started this. I'm doing this one as a tandem read as well. So I have the audiobook from my local library, and then I'm going to also be physically reading it. I got the whole set as a gift, so you'll be seeing that in another video. The other books that I'm planning to read this month are rereads / a new read. So I'm going to be reading the Fourth Wing series for the 15 millionth time. So I read Fourth Wing when it came out. It was all the rage. Everyone was hyping about it. So I read Fourth Wing. I actually got the original edition, Fourth Wing, and I loved it. I loved Fourth Wing. I got it on Kindle. I ordered the book physically. I also got it on Kindle. The physical book didn't come in fast enough, so I started reading it on Kindle. So I got a physical copy. Then whenever the second book was coming out, they made a special edition of Fourth Wing. So I got the special edition of Fourth Wing because I just love this book so much. So I think when I'm reading this for my reread, I'm actually going to read with the not special edition book so that I can actually like make notes inside of it and do some like annotations and things. Because I didn't do that with the first time I read it, and I would love to do that. So rereading Fourth Wing this month. Then I'll be rereading Iron Flame. Spoiler alert, don't love this book. Sorry to all the girlies who do. I don't get it. I'm not obsessed, and that's just how I feel about it. I'm rereading both of them because Onyx Storm, the final book in the trilogy, is coming out this month. The third book I think comes out on the 21st or the 27th. I can't really remember, but I ordered the third book physically, so I have that on order from Amazon. So once that comes in, I'll also be reading that book, and that will be in a vlog of its own as well, where I'll be reading all 3 books for a vlog. So again, rereading Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. I'm going to start doing that this month so that by the time that Onyx Storm comes out at the end of the month, I've already finished both of these, and I can read that one and hopefully get that one done pretty quickly so I can have that up as a video at the beginning of February. All of that being said, that is my plan for reading the month of January. So we've got, well, technically 5 physical books. I just don't have the 5th one for Onyx Storm. So 5 physical books and then 1 audio only book, the second book of the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. So I'm really excited to read all of these and see how the month goes. I'm kind of anxious and nervous about it, but I think it's gonna go well. I'm really excited. I have a plan to do other series book reads as well that I'm gonna do videos for in the future. So keep up with my TBR videos if I keep making them. I don't know if I'll keep making them or not, but if I do, keep up with them. It's gonna be a really good time. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. I hope you're having an exciting January. Let me know down below what books you're planning to read for this month. If any, are you doing audiobooks? Do you do tandem reading? Is that a thing a lot of people do? Because I don't know if it is. I love it. It's my favorite thing. It's become my favorite thing in the month of November and December, where I would tandem read an audiobook with a physical book and do annotations. I started annotating books in November and December. Nothing crazy, nothing remarkable, but I did start it. It's fun for me because I can write down my thoughts as they're happening. I specifically like doing it with like thriller or suspenseful kind of books, horror books where I'm like, oh my gosh, is this what's happening? Is this what's gonna happen? Is this where we're going with this? So that I can, just for myself, know like, hey, yeah, you were right, or oh my god, girl, you were so off base. Because I feel like I can pick out red herrings better that way, which again, is another reason why I like reading physically. Anyway, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys are having a great January and a great new year so far, and I hope to see you guys again soon. Bye!